I think what CDC is feeling is the constraint of the fact that most Americans can't easily get a test. But from a science point of view, getting a test is the right thing to do.
Health officials are actually expecting another day of very long testing lines for COVID. If you take a look, people are already waiting here at this site in Frisco. Yesterday, this parking lot was filled with hundreds of cars. People in line telling me they were waiting upwards of 5 hours to get swabbed. The CDC doubling down, updating its isolating and quarantine guidelines, but not adding a testing recommendation after 5 days in isolation, despite pushback. Instead, providing updated guidance for people who have access and want to test, saying if positive after 5 days, isolate for another 5 days. If negative until day 10, wear a mask, avoid high-risk people, don't travel, and don't eat or drink around others. This, as the Omicron variant is now estimated to account for 95% of new cases in the U.S., the Southeast now in the COVID bullseye. New cases doubling and an 87% jump in hospital admissions in the past week. But at least 3 major health systems in Florida say at least half of their COVID-19 patients are getting treated for other conditions, not the virus. Further west, daily cases are also up by an average of 13% since last week. As for those 500 million at-home tests, the federal government says once they have them in hand, the public will be able to order them via a website.
Former President Trump has canceled the news conference he was scheduled to hold tomorrow, marking the anniversary of the January 6th attack, as GOP leaders plan to avoid any commemoration of the day. Trump's fellow Republicans had voiced concern about the event. West Virginia Senator Shelley Moore saying, "I just don't think it's a good idea." Let's go! 1 year has passed since the attack, but the FBI says it's still on the hunt for as many as 350 violent suspects. ABC News is learning new details about the scale of the attack. Police say a crowd of 10,000 surrounded the Capitol, with 2,000 illegally entering the building. That's more than twice the number first suspected. And now the House committee investigating the riot is seeking cooperation from a key Trump ally. It's asking Fox News host Sean Hannity to voluntarily respond to questions about his communications with Trump. Newly released text messages reveal Hannity, 1 week before the riot, appeared to warn Trump's chief of staff, Mark Meadows, that White House lawyers were on the verge of resigning to protest Trump's plan to overturn the election. Hannity texting, quote, "We can't lose the entire White House counsel's office. I do not see January 6th happening the way he's being told." And on the eve of the riot, the committee says Hannity seemed to sound the alarm, texting, "I'm very worried about the next 48 hours. In the days after the riot, Hannity texted Meadows and Congressman Jim Jordan describing a call he had just had with Trump, saying he can't mention the election again, ever. I did not have a good call with him today, and worse, I'm not sure what's left to do or say, and I don't like not knowing if it's truly understood."